Hello and welcome to Quick Tip 58, and a Gold Pass member asked me how I would go about drawing some text on the chart and keeping it fixed near the top left hand corner so that would stay there even when new bars are added to the chart. He also added, how would you go about deleting a rectangle that you've drawn? So we look at both of those. The additional thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how you would create a text object on the last bar of the chart, and then as new bars are formed, that text object would be on the last bar on the chart, would be updated accordingly. So let's look at this green text first, and that's probably the most easy to do. If we go to the program, you can go down to this statement here. I'm just doing this once, and the syntax is we're going to create a text label, we're going to set it persist, that means that it won't disappear on the next tick. We're going to set the color, we're going to set the font. In this case we're using one called stencil and we're sizing it. Then we're setting where we're going to put this label. Now as far as positioning with these drawing objects, we've really got three choices. We can have either BN point, which is position based on the bar number and the price. We can have a date time point, which is based on the date time and a price, or we can have an XY point, and this is based on the coordinates relative to the top left hand corner of the chart. Now for this sort of application where we want to keep a label in exactly the same position, XY point is ideal. So what I've done is created an XY point of 50/50. The text string, what I've done is just put in the current bar plus max bars back. Now since this is run on the very first bar that we're operating on the chart, it's going to give a number of 2 because max bars back in this case is set to 1, and then we're just going to add it to the chart, and as the chart develops you will see that that number stays completely fixed where it is. Okay, so the next one we're going to look at is adding a number on the last bar of the chart, and you'll notice that as new bars are formed, the number will increment and it will move to the latest bar on the chart. You can see a new one's just formed there, 2071. So let's look at the syntax for that. Oh, and incidentally, in this program I have created or included namespaces elsystem.drawing and elsystem.drawing objects, and in terms of variables, got 2 text labels and a rectangle with their values being set to null. So let's look at the label. Now initially label 1 is the name we're going to use for this label. It's going to be equal to null. So what we do is, if it is null, if it's the last bar on the chart, then we're going to create a text label pretty much like we did for the top left hand corner one. The main difference being that instead of using the XY point, we're going to be using a BN point, and the value of that last bar is equal to, or the actual number. And this can be confusing because it's actually the current bar number plus max bars back minus 1, and that is the bar number, and we're doing it on the high of that bar, which can also be expressed as H. And then the label that we're going to include is equal to the current bar plus max bars back, and we're setting that to string. Then we're adding that to the chart. Now if we were to leave it at that, that thing would not update. So what we do is we need to update it, and we do that in this section here. We say if label 1 is not null, therefore we've drawn it at least once, then what we do is we set the point value, so we just update the position and we update the string value. And so the initialization, when we know that label 1 is null, is what we do here, and then after that we can just update the position and the value, keep those up to date. So that's the second thing that we're going to look at. And then the third thing is drawing the rectangle. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this on the last bar of chart, but we're only going to do it once. So we can create a rectangle, the syntax for that, and incidentally, if you don't know any of the syntax, if you right click on the item and then go to definition. But we're going to use two BN points, which I've just created arbitrarily as current bar plus max bars back -5 with a price value of high 5 bars ago, and the other coordinate current bar plus max bars -1 -25 with the low of the bar 25 bars ago. Again, we're setting this to the persist to true. We're setting a high heavy weight to get that nice strong border. Border color we're setting to red. Fill color we're setting to hot pink, and then we're adding that to the chart. And as you can see, that is added to the chart. Now notice at this point that the bar number is 20754. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set in the program the program will to delete the rectangle when this is equal to 2075. And what I've done is said if rect is not null, in other words we've drawn it, current bars plus max bar back equals 2075. I'm going to just make that 76 just to be on the safe side. If those two conditions are true, in other words the rectangle exists and the current bar plus max bars back equals 2076, then we delete it using drawing objects dot delete and then the name of the rectangle. So I'm just going to verify that, and then if we look at the chart, and we'll see we're on 2075. As soon as we get to 2076, we will see the rectangle being deleted. Okay, and then you see the bar 2076 and the rectangle has been deleted. So I hope you find this useful. Thank you.